Alrighty, what is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video. In this one, no crazy editing. We're not using any software. This isn't like a big breakdown of a video because this is smaller news. This has to deal with the Patriots practice squad and not a big trade or a 53-man roster move. And the reason that I don't usually make these types of videos about the practice squad is because the practice squad is constantly changing, right? Teams can sign a player from anybody's practice squad as long as they're signed to their 53-man roster. Teams are constantly, releasing and adding different players on the 53. So I don't like to, go ahead and make big videos about these types of situations because of how likely it is to change. But when a big addition like this, which we're going to talk about today, happens, I usually do like to hit on them in some type of capacity. Now, this is something new that I'm thinking about doing for this upcoming season and just in general on the channel, is that these smaller moves, like bigger moves on the practice squad or something of those sorts, I'm going to make videos like this, which aren't edited, aren't, crazy with software usage and thumbnails and all that stuff, but to get the news out quickly so you guys can also hear my thoughts, but no real editing or anything of the sorts. So kind of something like I did when I talked about the Patriots letting go of Bailey Zappi and Malik Cunningham. But in this one, the New England Patriots are adding wide receiver Jalen Reagor to their 53-man roster, a guy that us Patriots fans should obviously know a decent amount. Now, he's 24, still very young. He originally entered the league in 2020 as a first overall pick. He was selected 21st overall by the Philadelphia Eagles, a move that at the time really didn't make a whole lot of sense. Jalen Reagor was more of a second round pick in my projection at that time. But 5'11", 197 pounds, a guy who really just plays the slot. And over his few years he spent with the Philadelphia Eagles, just never really got anything true going, especially before they traded for A.J. Brown. They really hadn't had any real wide receivers, and Jalen Reagor was not able to put himself in as a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, or truly a wide receiver 3, which led to him getting traded from the Philadelphia Eagles to the Minnesota Vikings during that 53-man roster deadline last August. The Vikings and the Eagles traded swapped 2023 and 2024 picks. This past season with the Vikings, he was targeted 13 times, but primarily was working as a returner in really every phase of the game for the Vikings, as a kick return specialist, as a punt return specialist. So we'll talk about that. But I think this addition for the Patriots isn't truly one as a wide receiver. Like I said, him at 5'11", he's not a guy, even with the Eagles or really even with the Vikings, got a whole lot of snaps on the perimeter, not really used as an X receiver. He's going to be utilized in the slot, an area which, hey, the Patriots could definitely use some depth there 100%. Throughout 45 career appearances, including 24 starts, out of those 45, he caught 72 passes for 799 yards and 4 touchdowns, and also rushed 83 yards on 18 carries and saw 1,343 snaps on offense. So this is a guy that I think fits what the Patriots want to do. He fits that mold in which they like. They like those smaller slot receivers who can definitely play in every phase of the game when it comes to return man on special teams, but even be able to use him on jet sweeps and stuffs of those sorts. The Patriots have really liked to use with their wide receivers. The area in which I think the Patriots will try to utilize him most, though, again, is as a return specialist. We have Marcus Jones as a punt returner, but, you still need a guy behind him. You still need a kick returner, and no one solidified that during training camp or even the preseason. So Jalen Reagor could be a guy that gets promoted from time to time to the Patriots 53-man roster from the practice squad to the 53-man roster for that reason alone. Jalen Reagor notched a 73-yard return touchdown on special teams as a rookie and stands with 488 yards on punt returns and 255 yards on kick returns since joining the league back in 2020. So while he has disappointed as a receiver, being, again, the 21st overall pick in 2020, he still has looked very, very good as a return man and as a kick returner and even as a punt returner. I don't expect this to make a big impact for week 1. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if some team at some point deals with wide receiver injuries and tries to snag Jalen Reagor off of the Patriots practice squad. There was actually a time a couple of weeks ago where there were trade rumors going along with Jalen Reagor. Obviously, nothing came to fruition from that, and the Minnesota Vikings straight up released him when it got to 53-man roster cutdowns, and it seems like no team wanted to sign him to their 53, and somehow the Patriots get him back on their practice squad, when again, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about him being traded to a team. So I think this is a good move for the Patriots when it comes to practice squad. I don't think he should make the Patriots 53-man roster before he at least shows anything. I don't think he will. But from an elevation perspective, something I could very much see him being utilized for the Patriots. What are your thoughts on Jalen Reagor being an addition here to the Patriots practice squad? Let me know in the comment sections below. Subscribe to the channel, and of course, never forget, go Pats.